Hello everyone, my name is David. I'm a life coach and I help people heal from all kinds of different traumas. Today is a special video that I'm doing that it's kind of like something you guys can do with me and do some work on yourself. I think we all can do that, right? I can. I hope everybody else accepts that you could become a better person no matter how great you are. We can always be better versions of ourselves, can't we? I mainly help people recover and pick their pieces of their life back up and after very traumatic and abusive relationships. Having relationships in our adult life that are abusive and neglectful forces us to place everyone else's needs before our own and compromise everything we value, sacrifice everything we want or love, disconnect from our emotions, and minimize our thoughts and our opinions. For most of us, this started in childhood. So many of us may not be very self-aware. Maybe many of us have never really had very high self-worth. So regardless, it doesn't matter and it's never too late. We can recreate ourselves every single day, okay? We decide who we are, and we try not to let other people decide that. People who have had abusive, toxic people in their lives, you should know what I mean when I say that they will try to tell you who you are. They will try to make you who they want you to be. And to keep toxic people in our lives, we have to get rid of ourselves. We can't have a self in a relationship with someone volatile, toxic, narcissistic, okay? So after these relationships, we need to increase our self-awareness and gain our identity back and raise our self-worth. So these videos, I'm hoping will do that and help you guys do that. This first part, and this is going to be a two-part, and the first part is about increasing our self-awareness and building our self-worth. And then the second part, I'm going to leave you guys with 40 questions I came up with that I think will help you guys do that very thing. And hopefully you take the time to watch the video and fill out the questions. I'd love to hear what you guys think of both these videos down below. Thank you. So, like I was saying, we had to lose all parts of ourselves in relationships with narcissists and different kinds of abusers in order to stay in that relationship, to keep someone in our life. But knowing who you are, being in touch with ourselves, helps us make the best decisions that best says who we are, and also have our emotional needs met and have good, healthy, loving, growing, functional relationships with other people, which are the most important things in our lives, okay, and human beings. So first, self-awareness. Think of mindfulness. One really good thing you guys can do, maybe just temporary, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or forever, keep a daily blog. Some people keep diaries, right? Stuff like this. But if you could at least just keep some type of blog or journal that you can write in every day and keep a few notes to help you increase your self-awareness, okay? In these toxic relationships we were in, we had to lie to ourselves, didn't we? To stay in them. When someone hurts our feelings and is not apologetic or keeps doing it, we have to tell ourselves to stay in these relationships. We have to tell ourselves lies. We have to say, oh, they didn't really mean it. Oh, they were just drunk. Oh, they were hurt as children. Poor them. Oh, they won't ever do it again. Oh, maybe I deserved it. Maybe I did something wrong and I kind of deserved it, and I'll try not to do that again. And the more and more we do this, the more off reality we are, until the relationships are over and we get smacked with this reality of like, wow, I mean, we're so far off. We think we love our abusers, right? Stuff like this, okay? So let's be very mindful. Let's increase our self-awareness by writing things down. I'm going to ask you guys to write a few things down in this video, okay? One of them is this: daily blog, daily journal, daily diary, and look for interpersonal feedback, okay? Look for feedback from the people that you truly love and trust that are in your interpersonal life. First is I'm going to talk about 5 parts of ourself. Okay, you guys have maybe heard me talk about this in other videos if you've watched other videos of mine. Let's go first with opinion. Number 1, opinion. One thing to be weary of, awareful of, or mindful of is your opinions that you do have. And think about some of the opinions you've had for a long time. Things that you like, things you like to do, things, places, people, for whatever reasons that you like these things for. Try to see if it really is your opinion that you came up with. Or if maybe you're just adopting somebody else's opinion. That's okay. It's not a bad thing to do if somebody says, I like something, and you realize, well, I like it too. And that person saying it helps you realize that you do too. But what I want you to be sure you're doing, as much as possible, is forming your own opinion. Okay? Form your own opinions. Try to think back in sometime, in your life, or maybe now, something that you believe, that some opinion you have, whether you don't like somebody. Maybe you're a Democrat your whole life and you realize, I kind of am a Republican, but I was always a Democrat because of my dad, or because of my boyfriend or my girlfriend, things like this. Or maybe I was Republican my whole life, but I realized, no, I'm really liberal. I'm really a Democrat, See what you think. Try to be weary of this and see what you can come up with. But always try to be sure that you're forming your own opinion. You guys hear about smear campaigns and flying monkeys? People that are really wanting to trash somebody and assassinate their character, and they really need help to do that. They're trying to get people to do that too. And people do it. And not bad people. Good people get caught up in this that aren't very healthy or very aware. Maybe you guys can think back of a time that you've maybe done that, jump on someone else's case because someone else said they're a bad person, but you didn't necessarily see it yourself. Okay? So we don't do that, right? Just form your own opinion. Okay? Know what your opinions are and express them. Talk about them. Tell them. And we don't want people in our lives, at least in our interpersonal lives, that don't value our opinion. We want people in our lives that actually value our opinion and may ask for it. Okay? Number 2 is, what do you value? Let's be very aware and conscious. Conscious means awareness. Let's be very conscious of just exactly what do we value. And so something that I make my clients do, or ask them to do, is to write a list, right? Write a list of, make up your standard list of who's allowed to be in your life. What are your standards? What do people have to have or possess or have to pass to be in your life, right? And in that, you should have the morals that you value, because people you let in your interpersonal life have to value the same morals as well, or relationships never work, okay? So what do you value? Let's write that down on a piece of paper. And a good place to start are morals. And that might sound like, why do I need to really do that, David? Maybe you think that everybody values the same morals as you do. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. Really. From honesty to kindness to respect, integrity, self-respect, loyalty, these kinds of things, not everybody values them. Okay? Not everybody values the same morals as you do. So let's know. Let's know what morals we value, and let's express them. Express them in our choices that we make. Such as, who do we let in our life? If you don't value honesty like I do, you don't need to be in my life. It's not a judgment. People are just different. We don't have to allow everyone in our life, right? So who are we going to allow in our life? Begin with values. Okay? Number 3, feelings. Emotions are your body doing stuff, okay? You got butterflies in your stomach. That's something we say, right? Butterflies in our stomach. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. That is an emotion. But I just told you, oh, it's anxious, nervous. That's feelings. That's awareness of what my body is doing. That's what feelings are. So in that daily blog, let's write down feelings we've had every day. There's tens of thousands of different emotions. Tens of thousands of different things our body does. And to be very conscious and aware of what that is, we have to know how we feel. We have to decipher these and say feelings, and we can have many different feelings. They come in layers, and we can be happy and sad in the same time, same day. So let's start writing down at least 1, 2, 3 different emotions you're feeling, okay? Because that's the beginning of processing emotion and giving yourself what you need, your emotional needs, okay? That's going to be number 5. Number 4 is want. So many people ask me, right, my weekly Q&As and down below in all my videos and my clients, everybody asks me, what should I do, David? I got this problem. I got this situation. What should I do? And I can't tell people that because we're all so different. All of you out there have different wants, different needs, different values. You have different feelings. We all don't feel the same way about things, right? We all definitely don't value the same morals. We don't all have the same needs, same exact needs, close, but no, right? We definitely have different opinions, yeah? So what do you want? Let's come up with a plan, okay? It doesn't have to be goals. Doesn't have to be set in stone. We can just have an idea at least, and we can change this every day. That's okay, as long as we have a plan. It doesn't matter if my plan's different, totally different tomorrow than it is today. I'll have a reason for that. Things change, people change, times change. Things change, the world changes every day, doesn't it? So we will too. And that's one thing that we will change is what we want. But let's know, let's express it. Let's try to give ourselves what we want, okay? And number 5, needs. Emotional. Emotions. Our body. What does our body need? What do we need emotionally? Human beings tend to focus on about 10 different emotional needs. I've gone over these a lot in other videos of mine. In videos that are in my CPTSD playlist. This one will be too. These part 2 videos will be in my CPTSD playlist. But you can't give yourself what you need if you don't know. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a start. Number 1, first, most important, emotional security. People that are allowed to be in your life because they value the same morals you do, these relationships have to have our emotional needs met. And the first one is security. So the people that are in your interpersonal life, that you have interpersonal relationships with, they must make you feel secure, that they have your back. They won't leave you. They won't judge you. They won't talk about you. They won't talk bad about you, but they also won't tell people about your relationship, about your friendship, about how you make love or how you hang out, the funny, best times you have. Those are intimate moments that the two of you share and you keep between you. Yeah? Security. That's number 1. Like I said, healthy humans tend to value about 10 different emotional needs and have them met all the time. They're very important. Emotional needs, the most important things in our lives, okay? Let's know what they are. And let's start expressing them, okay? So we have to have them met in our relationships. And we make sure that we do. And when they're not, we address it. We say, this relationship is neglectful. We're being neglected. We're neglecting each other. Our needs are not met. Figure out what your needs are and learn how to meet them. Communicating, best way, being vulnerable, okay? So, that, I hope, will help you guys start being more self-aware, right? Knowing who you are, big step. And the 40 questions in part 2 will help this, okay? So after this, after I read about building self-worth, try to go look at the second part and try and answer those questions. And I'm excited to hear some of your guys' answers. So, building self-worth. What is self-worth? Take away everything you have and everything you own and everybody in your life. So you're just standing there, naked. What you have left is your self-worth. That is, what do you think about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Lots of women out there, you can't even take a compliment, can you? It doesn't matter who tells you you're pretty if you don't feel it, right, women? Right, ladies? Men out there, right? They want to be successful in their careers. They want to be good fathers. Yeah? And even if you don't feel it, Okay, if you failed at something as being a father sometime with your child and you still feel bad about it, it won't matter what somebody will tell you. Okay, we have to build our self-worth, our self. It comes from within, inside here. We do it. People can't do it for us. Narcissists try, right? Narcissists, they want admiration all the time, all the time. That's external from other people. That's why it doesn't work. That's why it doesn't matter if you feel ugly and I tell you you're pretty. It doesn't matter. It doesn't help. Maybe it helps for a minute, second. But inside, we do this ourselves internally, okay? It comes from within. So what I say about self-worth, building self-worth, just three things real quick. It begins with understanding, it's followed with acceptance, and it ends with love and compassion for ourselves. So I'll go over that slower. First, it begins with understanding who we are, self-awareness, and our life. Something I really enjoy doing with my clients, if we get that far down the coaching line, is I like to show them their life. It's very difficult to self-examine our own life. It can be very difficult. It can be impossible. It's like, I tell people, it's like explaining or describing a mountain while you're on it, right? Yeah, I mean, you're right there, right? You get to touch it, you get the dirt in your hands, and you climb on the rocks and maybe cut a tree down or something, whatever. But the whole mountain, take you forever to really know it, to explore it. There'll be parts you can never get to, right? So you're trying to explain a mountain to me where you're standing on it, and I'm back here with a pair of binoculars, right? And I'm like, hey, do you see the bears and the deer? You're like, no, don't see any bear, don't see any. Do you see the waterfalls? No, don't see any waterfalls. So that's what I like to do with my clients. Like I said, if we get that far down coaching, show you your whole life like a movie from beginning till now. So it really makes sense. So you really understand. And this really, really, really eliminates shame. Shame lowers your self-worth, okay? Self-worth can be measured by our boundaries. Our boundaries are communicating where we feel comfortable. That's too close, that's too far away. We have to understand ourselves, and we have to understand our life. And understanding is actually healing. Everything in your life that's ever hurt, that's been bad or you don't understand, okay? It tells us we're bad people. So let's really work on starting to understand who we are in our whole life, okay? And I said it's followed with acceptance. That's accepting who we are. Remember who we are, the 5 parts? We've got to accept this, and we've got to accept our body for the way it is. We've got to accept our feelings. They're not right or wrong. Gosh, I hear so many people all the time, oh God, I shouldn't feel this way. Men, I shouldn't be so angry. Women, I shouldn't be so emotional. I shouldn't cry. You're denying yourself. You're denying yourself, and you're lowering your self-worth. You're saying, my life's not worth it. It's not important enough to be able to do this. It's not good enough. I'm not good enough. So we start to try, be aware, to accept ourselves, accept our emotions, and just do something about them if we don't like them. Accept our thoughts. This thing, guys, is not us. It's our body. It's our brain. And it thinks, and it does. It's how it works. That's how it keeps us alert and to keep us alive. We all have impulsive thoughts. And when our life is unmanageable and unstable, they get worse. They get worse, and we've got to accept this. You see people that can't accept their own sexuality, right? And they reject people for it. They judge. They judge people, and they judge themselves. We can't do that, okay? So, we accept who we are. And if we don't like it, we change. We accept how we feel. So we know what we need. Okay? And I say it ends with love. And that's self-compassion. Think of somebody who's hurt you in your life that you forgave. Maybe it's your father who hurt you before. Maybe it's your mother, someone you know really well. Maybe a past lover, friend who's hurt you, and you know who they are. And you forgave them because maybe you had compassion for where they came from. Abusers, let's say narcissists, right? Or borderlines, or sociopaths, or even psychopaths, or histrionics. People that have abused us that maybe we thought we loved. Maybe we did. We find forgiveness. And I'm not telling you have to. It's just I'm talking about people who you have forgiven for hurting you in your life. And usually that comes from a place of compassion. Knowing how bad they had it when they grew up and they don't know any better. People hurt them forever. They're really suffering. They hurt inside, right? And so you have some compassion for them and you understand why they hurt you and you forgive them. But damn it, you've got to have compassion for yourself too. I may feel bad. I may have some compassion for a 40-year-old abuser because they have a personality disorder. Okay, that's tough, but okay. But I'm going to have a lot of compassion for the people around them who have been hurt by them. And if that's you, please try to find some self-compassion, okay? For yourself and what you've been through, all right? Doing this allows you to define yourself and your worth regardless of outside objects or people. No longer need to make people happy anymore. Imagine that. Imagine that you no longer need to try to make anybody happy anymore. Just yourself. And it allows us to take full responsibility of our lives and control of our lives and our choices and where we go. Okay? I hope you guys like that. Please give me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Ask a bunch of questions down below. I'll answer all of them. Okay? And try to watch part 2. Part 2, I came up with 40 questions that I think will help with self-awareness, gaining our identity back, building our self-worth. Okay? Okay? Anybody, if you guys think that this video has benefited you or could benefit somebody else, please try to share it everywhere. Share it with somebody. Share it on different social medias, different groups out there online. Maybe put it in a playlist of yours. Subscribe to my channel. Vote up or down. And just comment down below and say hi and let me know what you think. It'd really help this channel grow and this video grow. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in part 2. Make sure you love yourself first. If you like coaching, daviddemars.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.